Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for another edition of NASCAR 21 Ignition Career Mode, and this is a special one because it is a live stream at my home racetrack at the Michigan International Speedway. 2 races to go on the regular season as that playoff battle continues to tighten up. 12 different winners so far. That means 12 drivers are locked in. Still 4 drivers yet to be locked in. In our last race last night that you guys saw in the premiere at the Indianapolis Road Course, Keegan Schneider, our driver on the career mode, broke a long losing streak, at least the longest of the season, an 11-race losing streak from career win and win number 7 on the season to win number 8. Definitely it was a tough stretch, but now 2 top 3 finishes in the last 3 races, including that win last night at Indianapolis, only means that momentum is starting to pick up closer to the playoffs, and the rookie Keegan Schneider trying to push for a championship in his first career season. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do full race live streams with the realistic commentary every day, as well as other related NASCAR content on the channel. Getting ready to start this one here tonight. We'll take you through the starting lineup. Joshua Rumsey first into the chat. Thanks for tuning in. And let's get into this. I had it on the home screen so that way I didn't have a chance of sitting here too long and having everything crash on me. So I didn't want to have to redo anything. Ryan Preece will be on the pole. I accidentally simulated qualifying. So my triangle button, which is actually the upshift button, had stuck on me. That's a little scary for when I go back to road courses, but as far as the ovals go, I'll be all right. Well, maybe not the restarts. We'll see how that will play out. But anyway, what I was going to say was the triangle button had actually stuck. So when I simulated practice, I actually accidentally simulated not only practice, but simulated qualifying too. So I just got randomized. Looks like we will be starting 14th, which is not bad, but considering that I'm not good on the short runs, it seems like on the 550 tracks, it's going to be scary at the start. If I do crash out because I simulated qualifying by accident and I didn't actually qualify where I probably would have been towards the back of the field, or at least more towards the middle of the pack than what I am, then I will get 1 reset. But it has to happen within the first 10 to 15 laps or less. If it doesn't, then I'm not going to use that reset. But I will give myself that buffer tonight. I will let you guys know right now ahead of time that I will, only because I did not mean to simulate qualifying. So as you can see, the running order is completely randomized with Ryan Preece again on the pole. Ross Chastain outside of the front row at second. He has the last spot right now into the playoffs. 15-point cushion over Matt DiBenedetto. BJ McLeod and Justin Haley will be in row 2. As just talked about, Matt DiBenedetto, he is 15 points below the cutoff line. First driver below the cutoff line. He starts 5th, so both of those guys in the top 5, look out for them today. Ryan Blaney starts outside of row 3 and 6. He doesn't have a win, but he is somewhat comfortably on points above the cutoff line. He just has to hope for nothing crazy to happen. But at Michigan, with the 550 package, and at Daytona for the regular season finale, we could see crazy. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Bubba Wallace will be in row 4 with Austin Dillon, and Brad Keselowski, the hometown kid, will be in row number 10. Keegan Schneider has 8 career wins this season. He has 2 big wins at COTA in the Indianapolis Road Course, 2 wins on new racetracks for the Cup Series. Now, can he get a win at his home track? He doesn't have a crown jewel victory. This will feel like one today if he can get it done and go for back-to-back wins for the 2nd time this year. Patrick Chatterley, Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Intentionally groan when I get this notification. Oh, jeez. Well, hey, we'll hope for the best. I get 1 reset tonight only because of the randomized qualifying order. Green flag is in the air. We're underway. We'll see if all 200 miles and 400 laps will be completed here tonight at Michigan. Schneider almost wrecked into the first turn, trying to pull down in front of Martin Truex Jr. and stall out the bottom lane on the restart as he's struggling trying to get up to speed down the back straightaway. 2x2 and a lot of lane changing going on in front of him, and I'm sure that's going to be happening behind him as well, as he's going to purposely stay to the outside. Martin Truex Jr. will now run underneath him. Kyle Busch will take it 3 wide with Chase Elliott. This is not where Schneider wants to be. A little loose off the exit of turn 4. He barely keeps it off the wall, barely keeps it off the 14 of Chase Briscoe as he's trying to just find himself a spot in line. Excuse me. This is madness at the front of the field. Surprised they're not making that much contact with one another. The dirty air is only making things even more difficult with this game. DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream, and it is legitimate pack racing before the super speedway race, considering Daytona is the next race of the season. But Schneider pulls out in some clean air that time into a third lane on the outside. This is risky. You know, the AI doesn't like to give a lot of room, but Schneider making it work through 3 and 4. Kyle Busch going to pull up in line in front of him. Schneider going to bump draft Busch now in the tri-oval. 4 wide now in turns 1 and 2. Penske cars of Cindric and Logano were underneath him. Schneider shuffled out of line. He lifted because he did not want to be 4 wide off the exit of the corner, and he lost about 4 or 5 positions just in that alone. Logano somehow gets down to the bottom in front of the 52 of Josh Bilicki. Schneider's content with staying in the outside lane. You can see the bottom, and the cars on the bottom, not as many down there, so not as big of a run in the draft. They're struggling just a bit. Logano shoots that gap on the bottom lane. Larson nearly gets into the left rear corner panel of his teammate. Cindric almost sandwiched 3 wide in the middle. Elliott up high to block Schneider. Schneider's going to bump draft his teammate. Trying to get Elliott out there. Elliott's going to go up the middle, 3 wide with Cindric. Cindric blocks him and almost wrecked himself in front of the, well, at least half the field. Elliott had to lift to let the 33 in line. That allowed the 48 to get by on the outside. R6, welcome to the stream. Schneider's going to go to the bottom now for really the first time to try and make a pass on Austin Cindric in the 33. It's going to get a little tight in the dirty air. Has to lift up the racetrack. He goes. Almost clips the 33's left rear corner panel, but his teammate Elliott lets him in. Wild start here tonight at Michigan. Top 2 pulling away from all this madness. Schneider's got to be careful clipping that white line. Clipped it in 3 and 4. Had a decent amount of grip, though. Doesn't take much contact to turn these cars around. So Schneider's got to be careful even with the bump drafting, which he's done on a couple occasions already. It's like 3rd and 4th place starting to split away from this pack as well. Schneider's a little bit tighter in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, he's more on the free side. And he seems a bit faster at that end of the racetrack. Larson going 3 wide up the middle. He's got nothing to lose tonight. He just clinched the regular season championship with a 2nd place finish at the Indianapolis Road Course in the last race. So he's already got 15 playoff points there. He's got 4 wins. That would be 20 playoff points. So total he's got 35. Only way he can get more playoff points these final 2 races, winning the race. Michigan, a track he's won at 3 times in his NASCAR Cup Series career. He's trying to do it a 4th today and get that 5th win of the season. Schneider hanging on for dear life right now in this pack. Absolutely insane racing so far. All the way to the bottom. That is a full send mode 3 wide. Schneider rode the brakes a little bit to try to keep the car from running completely up the track. Side drafting his teammate now, Kyle Larson. Big stack up on the bottom as Bubba Wallace tried to throw a block on Chase Briscoe. Schneider's going to get back into the outside lane in front of his teammate Chase Elliott. Briscoe's going to pull back up on the high side. So is Bubba Wallace. Schneider went down to the bottom, and that's going to allow his teammate to get to his outside. That probably wasn't a great move, but he wanted to pull out into some clean air. And now he's going to get shuffled way out of line. Cindric gets by. Dangers of being in the middle of the pack in qualifying. Schneider's definitely really quick in 3 and 4, though. What a great run off the high side. Briscoe going to try to block. Schneider puts himself in the wall. Got to be careful. Don't want to risk blowing a tire. Mentioned it doesn't take much contact to do that, especially with the outside wall. Elliott nearly into the back of the 48. All these cars trying to push hard. Briscoe up the middle. Trying to take it 3 wide. Look at the outside go. Wallace trying to side draft Logano. A bump draft from Larson. Oh, Schneider nearly turns his teammate now. Didn't want to go back down to the bottom, but the whole lane checked up, and he didn't want to turn his teammate Larson. He's trying to side draft the 5. Now he'll pull up in line in front of Justin Haley. Larson looking to make another move. Didn't quite have enough of a run. Schneider on the outside. 3 wide. Contact with Haley. Up the track goes the 48. He had to lift to keep it off the wall, and look at all the ground lost. Just like that, 4 or 5 spots out the window. Briscoe about gets turned now by the 48. He checked up getting into turn 3. Oh, Briscoe trying to squeeze himself into a hole that's not there. Contact with the 41 on the inside. They slow each other up. Schneider's going to send it into 1 and 2, trying to get around Quinn Houff in the 0-0. He's going to clear. Yeah, Drew Blickensderfer. Bit of a promotion now, going to Stewart Haas Racing with the 10 of Almirola. Oh, jeez. He's a 2-time Daytona 500 champion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because he won with Kenseth in 09, so 2-time Daytona 500 champ. Almirola is really good on the super speedways. Look out for Almirola in speed weeks. That's a bold prediction right there. He won their duel last year at Daytona too, so again, we know Almirola is fast at Daytona and Talladega. Those are his best style of racetracks. Go up the middle! Oh my goodness, Schneider couldn't have gotten more sandwich there between the 0-0 and the 10 than what he did. I don't know how he didn't get turned. The 0-0 came down as the 10 was coming up, and the 48 was already in the middle. Schneider's somehow still in 20th. I don't know how exactly that is the case. It's tight in the bottom lane again. Pushes. Barely keeps it off the 17. Till the very end, and barely gets back in line, it looks like, as well. Schneider sends it into 3 and 4. But we clip the apron. It's going to be 3 wide on the bottom. That's not going to be good for himself. He's going to try to break away from Bubba Wallace as much as he can. Down to the apron, into the tri-oval. Make sure Wallace wasn't going to side draft him. 17 car up the middle. Still caution free here today at Michigan thus far. Harvick going to give a little bump draft to the 48. A lot of lane changing going on again down the backstretch. Big checkup. Wallace down to block the 48. He saw the run Schneider had. Schneider went even lower as he sends it into turns 3 and 4. Passes a few cars. Pushing the 33 of Cindric. A little bit of a bump draft. Side draft now down to the apron for the second straight lap into the tri-oval. Gonna have to pull back up in line to block Bubba Wallace. Gonna squeeze into a tight gap between the 0-0 and the 23. Justin Haley and Quinn Houff, I have no clue. And Austin Cindric, really have no clue how all 3 of those guys are running 15th, 16th, and 17th, but they are. Schneider's going to go to the top 3 wide. And he's going to clear both Justin Haley and Quinn Houff. So Schneider now to 15th. Not sure how fast this car is, though, to lead the draft. But he's got some clean air, so he could probably go back to running full throttle again. And he's a lot better in turns 1 and 2 when he's got some clean air. That car rolled beautifully down to the bottom. Even almost halfway through a tire stint. Schneider would like nothing more than a win at his home track. to keep this momentum going with the playoffs looming very soon on the season. Ooh, into the wall off turn 2. Perhaps trying to push maybe a little bit too hard. He's still trying to go full throttle. Not quite close enough. He might be close enough to get a draft off of Ryan Preece. It's tough to tell. Oh yeah, he's definitely close enough. He's getting a draft off of Preece. Thought that little bit of a mistake off the exit of turn 2 was going to cost him. It didn't cost him enough. Now he's going to have to lift, though, in the dirty air in turns 1 and 2. Right behind Preece. Up the track he goes. Had to lift quite a bit again. But now he'll draft with Preece and try to keep whatever momentum he lost. Get it back down the back straightaway. He'll pull out a line into turns 3 and 4. Another pass is made. Clips the apron just a bit. Up the track he goes. To the outside of Martin Truex Jr. for 13th in the 48. Trying to progress his way forward, but side by side in the tri-oval's going to slow him down a little bit. Should have clean air as long as the 19 doesn't pull all the way up in front of him. Schneider trying to stay as high as he could. Have a little bit more momentum down the back straightaway than Truex. Going to try to bump draft him at the last second there. A little bit of a shot. Now pulls out a line into 3 and he'll make the pass on his own. 48 car, all clear for 13. You'd like to catch Larson, Logano, and Elliott. 2 of those drivers have wins at Michigan in their career. And 2 of them are also teammates with the 48. All 3 drivers have won so far this season, really. Oh, man, Schneider tight in the wall off 2. What happened there? He had the clean air that time, and now he tries to block the 19. That wasn't a wise decision either. I don't know how he didn't blow a tire hitting the wall off turn 2 like that. Ash and G, welcome to the stream. Damage not as bad as what it looked like it could have been from the 48, but he lost about 2 seconds behind the 5, the 22, and the 9 just because of that alone. That was very strange. The car just turned right in the clean air as much as it did. It was perfectly fine that time around. Perfect corner in 3 and 4. Everybody hit that like button down below if you haven't already. And as many as 14 people watching already in this one, and we're not even a quarter of the way home. Grave Digger, welcome to the stream. Is this extreme? It is on champion difficulty. Oh, there it goes again up the track. What is going on in turn 2? Usually when it just shoves up the track, just like that, it's typically when you're in dirty air. Like you'll have clean air, somebody pulls up in front of you into dirty air, and it shoves immediately up the track. But for whatever reason, that's twice at random that it has just turned up the racetrack a little bit past the center of the corner. It rolls in fine. Schneider lifted on entry that time just to make sure it wasn't going to do it again. That time it didn't happen, but he also didn't go full throttle that time around. I have no clue why it's doing that in clean air. Truex pulled out a line looking to make a pass. He had to lift in the 48 for down in front of him. Schneider's even lifted now in 3 and 4 just a bit. Try to break whatever sort of draft Truex was in and get off of him that time. Side by side up there between Larson and Logano. You could do that if you didn't feel like playing by the rules, I guess. Yeah, it's strange that it doesn't black flag you for the chicane, for missing a chicane. You almost have to penalize yourself if you're going to penalize yourself. But then if you spin out, every now and then it'll black flag you for it. Sometimes, most of the time it doesn't, but sometimes it does. Snow is coming tomorrow. Oh boy. Oh, it is January. You do live in the Midwest. Is Missouri considered the Midwest? Kansas? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that's the Midwest. Snyder lifting quite a bit that time in 1 and 2. He's slowly pulling away from Martin Truex Jr., but with no drafting help, he is losing Larson, Logano, and Elliott. All that battling back in that pack at the start of the race, right about where Schneider started in 14th, really hurt him. He's definitely got a fast race car, especially in the short run. He's having to lift a little bit more, and I'm assuming everybody else is too, considering he's pulling away for Truex. But now Truex is backing up, or at least he's been caught by another pack of cars. Kevin Harvick, Chris Buescher, and many others drafting behind Truex. Looks like Harvick just pulled out of line to make the pass on the 19. Oh, it's only 1 to 2 inches. That's not bad. And like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. The goal this year in 2022 is by the end of the calendar year, 10,000 subscribers. I think we can do it with the big things that I personally have planned for the channel. I can't wait to debut to you guys once the NASCAR season kicks off. It's unfortunate, you gotta wait a little bit, but I cannot wait. And Harvick is not quite close enough to get a draft off the 48 down the back straightaway, but I am sure he's going to be right there. But that's what Schneider needs. He needs to have a little bit of drafting help if he's going to want a shot, really, to catch Elliott, Logano, and Larson, who are now about 8 seconds ahead of him. Good news is it's only lap 29. We haven't seen a lot of cautions as of late this season. Ovals, road courses, it doesn't seem to matter. We actually just went caution-free last night at the Indianapolis road course. And they are definitely close enough now down the back straightaway to get a draft. Kevin Harvick has a gigantic run. He's going to look to the inside. Schneider's going to block him. Schneider wants to be the lead car in this draft if he can help it. And it looks like some drivers have actually kind of broken away. All 7 of those guys were nose to tail. Not anymore. Schneider breaking the draft. Harvick and Truex, probably the faster of those cars that are running at this pack. Schneider's going to pull up. Harvick's going to go underneath him into turns 1 and 2, looking to make the pass. Truex is going to go with them. Harvick's going to pull clear. Truex will not. Schneider should suck up to the back of the 4. Into turns 3 and 4. And actually, he's going to go for the pass himself. Why not? He overdrove the corner a bit, kind of flatlined it. Up the hill he goes, has to lift. The car's really tight. He overdrove that really badly, considering the tire wear, and that can be costly. The 4 is now starting to get away just a bit. This 48 is just a little too tight on the long run. Wow, 3 wide underneath him. Buescher side draft in the 19 of Truex. A little bit of contact now down the back straightaway. Still 3 wide. As they're slowing each other up quite a bit right now. Schneider's just hoping that the two underneath him don't wreck how much they're leaning on one another. And that has really allowed those other 3 cars to close in all of a sudden. The Schneider is having to lift so much, the car has just gone away from him over the last couple laps. And this dirty air is probably not going to make it any better. Oh, big checkup! Cindric nearly goes around. And he'll save it. Caution's out. Caution is out for the first time today. Cindric was able to save it. But unfortunately, it does bring out our first yellow. I don't know if I want to pit here. I want to pit. But I'm scared that if I do pit, the game is going to put me a lap down. That is not what Schneider needed. Man, they're checking up so much into turn 3. And that time Schneider got into Cindric. That was a good save, though, by Austin. No collateral damage. I don't know what to do here. Because if I stay out and they all pit, I'm in trouble. We gotta pit. We gotta pit. Not gonna repair any damage. Scared I'm gonna go lap down, though. Taking a round of wedge out of the race car to try and help tighten it up. Or, sorry, loosen it up. Everybody's in the pits. Oh, thank goodness. So everybody else is pitting. 1 round of wedge coming out of the race car for the 48 of Schneider. So if everybody's pitting, you would think it's not going to put anybody a lap down. You would think. Wow, Schneider lost a lot of ground in the pits, unfortunately. Green flag back in the air. He has cycled back to 37th. And he is going to have to pick it up. Cody Ware spins his tires on the restart in the bottom lane. Schneider's going to get around him quickly. And now the sky's glitching at Michigan. Why does this game just break after a caution? Always something different. Okay, so it did take our adjustment. This is going to be interesting. Trying to come from the back of the field now after a very slow pit stop for the 48 team. Cindric trying to block. Into turns 1 and 2. Schneider trying to get around this pack of cars as quickly as he can. He doesn't want the leaders to pull away, but they're already starting to break away. A lot of blocking going on for the 53 of Joey Gase. Oh, man. Gase just ran into the side of Schneider. Down the back straightaway. Hamlin up high, nearly 4 wide. He almost got pinched into the wall. Schneider trying to draft as much as he possibly can. Corey LaJoy looking at trying to throw a block, but Schneider is there. 3 wide bottom into 1 and 2. Had some clean air. Nobody else went down as low as the 48 did. The problem is there was no draft at the same time. Kind of a lose-lose situation that time around. Schneider down to the apron. That's a risky move. Pressure tires made for it to work out at least a decent bit. It could have been worse. Schneider trying to side draft Quinn Houff. He's getting a decent draft off of Kurt Busch. And the 48, with the adjustments made, he's working his way to the front of this pack as much as he can. He's pulled clear of Kurt Busch. Trying to hop back up into the outside if he can. And he does. He shuts the door on Denny Hamlin. Hamlin will bump draft him down the back straightaway. I just realized we're a lap down. You've got to be joking me. Hamlin's in 14th. How are we a lap down?
Still there. Clear.
Oh my gosh. Everybody pitted. Everybody. And if I would have stayed out, I would have been on old tires and everybody else would have been on new. So I pitted with the entire field, and I somehow go a lap down. Tell me how that works. Because I sure as hell don't understand. This is not a good spot to be. Ricocheting off of Anthony Alfredo and Kurt Busch. Quinn House just drove right into the side of the 48.
One left. Carlo. Still next to you.
Warning, the sky's falling, don't look at the screen. Hopefully nobody has any sort of issues with seizures or epilepsies. Quinn House is blocking for 29th.
Still there. Clear all around.
This is sad. I think Schneider has a race-winning car. We're getting trapped a lap down because of the caution. I mean, that alone pretty much just costed likely a shot to win this race. The free pass doesn't work in this game, by the way. I already know that that's for a fact, so no guarantees that we're even going to get the free pass if we were the first driver to lap down. Which I believe the top 14 are on the lead lap. Which also doesn't make any sense considering the fact that I was in 13th when the caution came out. So 14 drivers are on the lead lap. I was in 13th when the caution waved.
Clear.
Well, no, I lost some spots. Never mind. I forgot. I lost some spots right before the caution came out. But even still, we were in the top 20. There's no reason over half the field should be a lap down right now. I'm going to assume the leaders probably caught some drivers. They should be a lap down. However many cars actually got lapped for the yellow. Not up to 15th, I can guarantee you that much. Schneider's got no drafting help in front of him right now. And I gotta say though, loosening the car up just a bit has really hurt the straightaway speed, it seems like. It's almost like the rear tires want to slide just a little bit too much off the exit of the corner. Which is a shame though, because it was so tight at the end of the run. I'd have to put that wedge back into it. I think it's just a little too loose and it's slowing them down. So now, there's two ways we could go about this to try to get back on the lead lap, and no guarantees that it's going to work because every time a caution comes out, we seem to lose a lap. So, you can either stay out of the pits, as long as we can't hope for a caution, which I know that's probably not going to work considering I have a shorter fuel tank than everybody else. We've come to conclusions on literally every track in the career mode that that is the case. So if I just stay out as long as I can, I'm going to run out of gas before anybody else pits anyway. So I could short pit. But then if a caution comes out, then I'm losing a lap by short pitting. Then I could stay out of the pits trying to get the wave around, but it'll probably put me another lap down instead of giving me my lap back. So it's a lose-lose situation. And we're at the juncture now where we're either going to finish as high as 15th if we stay green to the end, or we're going to lose more laps as this race carries on just because of the cautions. Game makes you want to go see a psychologist. I mean, it's disappointing. It's disappointing that whatever lap we were on, that caution wave, about, what, like lap 31, 33, somewhere around there, that not even a full fuel run into the race is basically over for us. Just because it trapped us a lap down for no reason. I could have stayed out. We might have lost a lap. We might not have. But again, even if I would have stayed out and that would have kept me on the lead lap, we would have had old tires. We would have had to pit within 8 to 10 laps after the caution anyway. I mean, we were just... It was a lose-lose situation. There's nothing we could do there. And the even worse part is, I don't think this adjustment helped the 48. Which is fine, you know. That was going to make us a little bit slower, was the adjustment changes. That's one thing, but we should not have got trapped a lap down. Fondale Ellery, welcome to the stream. Thanks for everybody watching, though. Greatly appreciate it, as always. Hit that like button, guys. Run that like button up. We've had 14 people watching for a long time. Only 4 likes still. Make sure to hit that like button. Actually, I think we got 5. It doesn't count my own like, so I don't know if that actually works or not. Michael McDowell's in 15th. He's behind us, so maybe more than the top 14 are on the lead lap. I'm not sure exactly what that number is and how many cars are lapped down. Wide in front of this group, and I noticed Schneider's kind of picking it up just a bit. Maybe the long run speed's going to be there with the looser setup, but he's going to sacrifice that good short run speed he had. Maybe it'll be flipped, because he was pulling away from Briscoe and Hauff in the corners, whether it's turns 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. He's pulling away from him, but because they're nose to tail, they're able to draft to get more speed up down the straightaway. As usual, though, we are never going to give up. Even with the game glitches, I'm honestly just scared that this is going to cost us in the playoffs with this scoring issue. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So, I've heard people say that this scoring issue wasn't a thing until that last patch. It was a thing. The scoring issue has always been a thing, and I've known that because I do full races. So whether it was a caution, pitting under the yellow, whatever it may be, it's random. Sometimes it doesn't throw you a lap down, but most of the time it does. And it doesn't matter whether you pit or not. It's only more of an issue now than before the patch, because now we get cautions more frequently. Where before, we barely got any cautions for spins or gigantic crashes. Very rarely did we ever see a yellow for it. But now that we get a yellow for, you know, simple spins like we saw with Austin Cindric. Cindric didn't even spin out. He actually saved it, but the caution still came out. Just getting that much out of shape like he was. And it wasn't even half spin either, where he half spun, locked it down. Got a little loose, slowed up a bit in the corner, kept it rolling. Caution came out though. Schneider's definitely got good warm-run speed. He's able to stay full throttle with this adjustment change where nobody else is able to. At least currently. Got a gigantic run. And the 15 of James Davison. That will be a pass for 28 into turns 1 and 2. Schneider's going to have to lift a little bit. He carried a bit more speed into the corner because of the draft. But he's still going to hold clear of Davison. Will now draft off Schneider on the back straightaway. Scoring glitch is why I'm not buying the game. Yeah, I mean, you can turn cautions off. And somebody actually commented for me going forward in the career mode that I should turn the cautions off. The problem that we run into that is it does take a lot of strategy out of the race. Knowing that the race will stay green no matter what. So no matter how much, you know, if I were to shorten the length up or keep the same length, you know in the back of your mind it's going to go caution free. So you can kind of split the strategy up however you want accordingly, where the AI are going to take it to the end of the run every time. So it's going to kind of give a bit of an unfair advantage, a little bit of a bump trap. In the middle of the corner, that's never good. Schneider's 3 wide on the bottom with Cole Custer and Josh Balicki. They're side drafting each other enough that Schneider will clear at the start-finish line. It's 2 more positions up to 26th. Yeah, the scoring glitch is by far the biggest issue right now. And it was the biggest issue since the game came out for me personally. There's a lot of big issues with this game. Not having any stages. The caution issue that we had before, but they had to get the scoring issue fixed before the caution issue. And they chose to get the caution issue. In my personal opinion, why they decided to fix the caution issue over the scoring issue is probably because it was a quicker fix. That they were able to fix the issue, have more frequent yellows, but it actually hurt the game more in hindsight, because now we're having more scoring issues because there are more yellows. But the scoring issues were the backbone of the problems with the lack of yellows. Now, again, with more yellows, it's even worse. Why are the names capitalized? I don't know. I never really realized that until you pointed it out. Thanks for joining the stream, of course, though, too. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream as well. How about no rearview mirror? That is a big issue, but it's not. I mean, compared to these other issues, you can race without a rearview mirror. Obviously, I've had a couple crashes this season because of not having a rear view, or I kind of pulled down in front of somebody, didn't realize they were there, or somebody had a big run on me if they had fresher tires versus me and just kind of ran into me, but at least I could have known that they were coming and could have gotten out of the way. Even though the AI don't really have much of a sensory awareness, I could have at least done as much as I could. About to go in the lurk though. Hey, well, thanks for stopping by. Leave a like on your way out. Hit that like button, everybody. We still have not ran that like button up. I mentioned it a couple times now. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. We're going to keep this realistic commentary going, even though the game put us a lap down with the first yellow. We may see more cautions. Maybe it'll trap more drivers a lap down, potentially. Who knows? I think we're going to stay out of the pits next caution, whether I have to pit or not. Just to see what happens. If I can get a lap back, even if I would have to pit under the green to follow. You know, why not? Try to do something different. It's probably not going to fix anything, but it doesn't hurt to try at this point. You got nothing else to lose. Kind of a shame we got to look at the sky glitching for the 138 laps. It's about as bad as I've ever seen it, honestly. We'll go back to NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005 tomorrow night, and it will be yet another doubleheader on the channel for the Craftsman Truck Series Custom Schedule season. Our doubleheader begins at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with race number 1 at the Dodge Raceway. 250 laps around a just over a third-mile short track. Racing outside of football stadium as what actual NASCAR will be doing in about another month. The actual Busch Clash a month from tomorrow. That'll be our first live race commentary of the year at the Busch Clash as well. But anyway, that will be the first race of the doubleheader tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Off the top of my head, I can't remember where race 2 was at. But that second race will probably be about 7:30 tomorrow night, just after the first one on 2 separate streams. So another doubleheader for the second time this week. And then we'll go back to NASCAR 21 ignition into the weekend, wrapping up the regular season finale at Daytona. That will also be live streamed, just like tonight's stream. And down to the apron into the trioval. He's doing everything he can right now. With no drafting help to try and find some speed. Smoothie Cake Center just about it. Oh, on your NBA 2K. I may have to pause it here very soon, only because I can't remember exactly when we went green, and I don't want to run out of fuel. That's the last thing we need. Although we haven't done trivia in a while on the channel. Probably because a lot of the races I've DNF'd in on the career mode have been the premieres. Which is actually kind of better that that's the case, not the live streams, because it just shortens up the live stream. Unfortunately, we can't get to the end of the race. I'm back to work on Friday. Hopefully you were getting paid when you were off. If not, that's unfortunate. Hopefully you enjoyed your staycation as much as you possibly could have. Being trapped in the same place. And being under the weather on top of it. Well, you made the most of it. Two more spots up for grabs position-wise as well. Kurt Busch and Eric Almirola. Schneider lifting a little bit in the center of the corner. He's still tightening up. Wow, he hit the wall quite a bit. I thought he lifted enough. I guess he didn't. He still cracked the wall. Definitely going to put that round of wedge back into the car again, though. I just feel like we're losing too much on the short run versus before. It's going to get extremely tight on the long run. And I think we're going to have a lot of long runs in this race. But there's just too much of a sacrifice because he lost the draft. At least he can stay in the draft for about 30 laps before it starts to go away. Probably going to be the new plan going forward. This is going to hurt Schneider, though, the bad points day. He actually had a shot to still get into the top 10 of the regular season standings after that winless streak was snapped at the Indianapolis Road Course, and then a third-place finish at New Hampshire 3 races ago as well. Moved him back up to 14th in the regular season standings. Just over 40 points behind Bell. Not sure where Christopher Bell is running right now. I have a bad feeling he's probably on the lead lap. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Brandon Brown definitely deserves a sponsor. I've stayed silent on the Brandon Brown situation. No, but not for a particular reason. I think a lot of it is I wanted to wait for the final outcome to happen first before I speak my opinion. Only because I wanted to make sure 100% of the details or close to it were out. We still don't know 100% of the details because it's kind of one side saying one thing and another side saying another. And for the most part, we have some pretty good sources to tell us the details to try and help fill in the blanks for ourselves. The only thing I'm going to say about the situation is, yes, it does stink for Brandon Brown that this has to happen after what was supposed to be the highest moment of his racing career, getting his first career win in a Premier Series event in the Xfinity Series at Talladega, one of the biggest venues to win at in the sport itself. And to have it tarnished with a political meme slash, I almost said ad, it's not really an ad, but with politics, essentially. I mean, that's what it ends up boiling down to, one way or another. And this is more of a world problem that has drifted over into the NASCAR sphere once again. It's not the first time. Hopefully it'll be the last, but I don't think it'll be the last. Looks like NASCAR is trying to push for it to be the last as of right now, because it's kind of looking like they're going to, in my opinion, go forward with not allowing any sort of politics in the sport for sponsorship, which I think is the way to go, and I think that's the way it probably should have been, years and years ago. Kind of put ourselves in this situation. It's not like NASCAR is the only motorsport in America that's had this issue. There's just that they have such a bigger platform compared to a lot of other motorsports that a lot of people would want in that kind of a circumstance. They kind of welcome most sponsors in with open arms beforehand. Anyway, the point I'm trying to get at, to circle back around, I kind of got off topic a little bit there, but the point I'm trying to get at with the Brandon Brown situation is not a whole lot to do with the sport of NASCAR itself. I am not a political person. I couldn't care less about politics, to be completely honest. So to see it affect something that I'm so passionate about, like NASCAR, it does irk me in a certain way that it's hard to kind of describe to somebody that maybe into politics, I guess, may not be. And I feel like people try to take a political approach to everything in life nowadays. Maybe it's been like that the whole time. I don't know. I wasn't around 30 years ago. I wasn't around old enough to understand or remember anything in the political world, even 10 years ago, for instance, and on back. And there's so much toxic hate if you're for one side or not for another side, whether you despise the other side or don't. All it is just fighting fire with fire. And this is just something, again, that goes without just the sport of NASCAR. So when it gets brought into NASCAR or other sports, for instance, when topics of politics come up and people say that they don't want politics in sports, and I say people, meaning I can pretty much speak for everybody that most people wouldn't want politics in the sport. But it does seem to be that if it seems to hurt one person's or one political side over the other to another's expense, then half of whatever, or the side that whatever is for, seems to be alright with it. And that's where we need to draw the line and just get it out completely, so we don't have these situations. Because as open-minded as I like to think about certain topics, and try to see both sides of the issue and try to understand where people are coming from, it starts to get into nonsensical situations that just shouldn't have happened in the first place. And it's out of so many people's controls to a certain extent. But everybody has a voice. And now with social media, everything grows like wildfire. I'm all about trying to make the world a better place. And in a sense, I guess what I'm trying to get at is people need to be a little bit nicer to each other, I guess. Where's world peace when you need it?
Let me know when you're ready.
Alright, so I'm going to take that for granted right there, that we're actually low on fuel. Schneider's going to stay out of the pits this time. He'll pit the following lap. So this is where he will short pit. Actually going to pause it for a quick second right now just to check my notes, see how far I can go on fuel at Michigan, because I don't want to run out, but I do want to push it as far as I can. Give me one quick second. I should have looked at this before the stream started. Let's see, Michigan. 40 to 43 laps on fuel. Now I got to go back into the stream and see what lap it was I restarted. Alright. Caution. Caution was at lap 32. I like how the sky's still glitching even though the game's paused. So lap 32 went green at lap 38. So that's about right. So went green at lap 38. I believe it is currently lap 80. So it's about 41 laps. So you can only go 2 more beyond this. 3 more. But I'm going to pit right now because I don't want to risk it with this game. We're in the window, 40 to 43 laps. This is 41 laps into the run. Can't speed into the pits. 55 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Easily, Schneider makes his way in. 4 tires and fuel. 1 round of wedge is going to be going into the race car. They took it out under the first stop of the day. And sticks the landing. Not a lot of damage on the race car. The 48's kept it clean most of the day. A couple bumps here and there. Some bum drafting going on, of course, but a couple near misses. I don't like people talking about politics, but I respect people's view on it, what they think of politics. Well, see, and you're going in with an open mind, so that's a good thing. The topic of discussion, I just wish, both sides would just understand where the other one's coming from instead of just fight fire the fire. I don't know why it has to be so hateful. People just can't have civilized discussion. The sad part is oh, I just downshifted when I was supposed to upshift. I don't know how I did that. Schneider trying to get up to speed right now. He really needs us to play green, or he's going to lose a lot more time as he's got a lot fresher tires than everybody else. Merge himself back up into line now behind the 16 of Castrella. Probably should have went to the bottom. This is going to be risky. 4 wide on the outside. Barely has enough room. Kind of squeezing himself. Obviously, fresher tires for the 48. 3 wide to the bottom nearly on Ross Chastain. Austin Dillon. 4th place car of Kyle Larson just in front of him. Schneider going to draft off of Larson, who has made his way up to 4th. Qualifying towards the back. .48 was equal on speed with Larson, too. Logano up to 3rd. He had a fast car earlier. Schneider went 41 laps. Glenn Goad, welcome to the stream. That's a good way to go about it too, Joshua, for sure. Wish everybody would go about it that way. And I think that's how most people, the silent minority, is that right? Silent minority? Yeah. That's how the silent minority goes about, you know, politics and voting process, but the loud majority make up for most people that either have a major voice or a say in something of that nature. You know what I just realized? We made damage repairs, didn't we? I didn't think we did. I don't know. That might have cost him some more time for the 48 in the pits. Got a lot of drivers pitting over the last couple laps, and Schneider's still in 38th, which is concerning. Good news is we have stayed green so far. Guess you're in the minority. I'm afraid so. Still no drafting help, though, for the 48. Oh, one car is backwards on the outside of the exit of pit road. I think it was Austin Cindric in the 33. Right next to the barrels at the end of the pit lane, but he was sitting backwards on the outside of it. I'm not sure how that happened. We do continue to stay green. He was involved, and the only caution so far tonight is back at lap 32. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Schneider's in 24th. About where he was running before. Problem is, though, he's going to have a few lap older tires than everybody else. Larson's closing in, though, in the 5 car. That could be somebody good Schneider can draft with. Potentially make up a little bit more ground. And he's kind of pigeonholed into finishing wherever the last car is on the lead lap. The only thing I'm trying to think of, though, right now, if he is 1 lap down, can he make up enough ground by short pitting to actually make up the full lap? Because interval-wise, it seems like he has. Because Larson's in 4th. Unless those cars have already lapped up to the 48, but I didn't think he was that close to losing a lap under green flag conditions. Could have been. I really don't know. Denny Hamlin's back to 39. Something's happened to Hamlin. He was on the lead lap earlier. That last restart, he was in fact on the lead lap. It cost him some spots in the regular season point standings. He was in the top 5. Schneider's going to let his teammate Kyle Larson get underneath him. He's not going to hold him off his back. Schneider will be A-okay with drafting behind Larson. Larson's going to pull up in front of the 48. Schneider will draft. Turns 1 and 2, Schneider down to the bottom. And go full throttle. Go back to the outside down the straightaway. It's probably going to help quite a bit. Schneider all the way down to the apron. A little slide job on the 5 of Larson. Three-car pack about 2 seconds back. Larson going to draft behind the 48 now. Into turns 1 and 2. Now Larson will go to the bottom and slide up in front. We'll draft on the back straightaway. Larson checks up going into 3 too much. That's the only reason the 48 tried to gun it right around him. Teammates aren't working together maybe as properly, but they're passing each other clean back and forth. They are drafting down the straightaways. Larson's faster in 1 and 2. Schneider's faster in 3 and 4. And I'm sure the draft is giving them bigger runs as well. Kind of adding into it. Schneider's going to try to stay in front of Larson this time in turns 1 and 2. So that's going to help out a little bit more. Now the back straightaway. Nose to tail. More cars catching up. Schneider's going to pull down. He's going to stay in front of Larson. Into turn 3. Oh, that was a close call. Schneider barely had enough time. Pull up in front of the 5. 42 in the bottom. Up to 4th. Remember Chastain, 16th place driver in the point standings coming in. Schneider staying in front of this pack. Schneider pit at lap 79. 40 laps into his next run would take him 40 to 41 laps into his next run would take him to lap 120. Well, 3 wide. Keselowski and Larson underneath the 48. It's going to be interesting into turns 3 and 4. Chastain with a block on Larson. Schneider had a lot of clean air. He was able to rotate the corner pretty well. Schneider going to bump draft Ross Chastain in the tri-oval. Trying to help him out as much as possible in turns 1 and 2. 48 had to lift, though, because he was a little tight. And he's got probably about 6-7 lap older tires, too. Going to have a hard time trying to hang on to this pack. Drafting help's definitely going to help him. That was a block by Davison. Schneider goes all the way down to the bottom. A little push to the back of the 2 so he can try to file in line with the 42. Those were some passes that needed to be made by the 48. Larson back underneath them. These guys are battling for fourth. Schneider can keep himself with this pack, though. It's going to help him. Oh, Chastain just knocked the 48 up the track. That's not going to help at all. Caution's out now. Caution is out at Michigan for the second time today. Schneider's going to stay out of the pits this time. Still in 26th. I'm not sure if he lost another lap or not. This is going to be interesting. Green flag back in the air. Caution's out again. I think we're going to have that caution glitch. Going to keep staying out. Green flag back in the air. Schneider's up to 25th. Contact Quinn Howell. Squeezing his way through the field on the restart. Up to 23rd now. Not sure if anybody pitted during the cautions or not. Caution's out again. Schneider's going to continue to stay out. He may gain time. Maybe gain positions if more cars crash. I mean, this could be hurting us. We could be losing a lap every single time this happens, but that's kind of out of our control. The 21st. Trying to side draft Almirola. Caution's out again. Is that fifth caution of the race now? Oh, what a restart for the 48. Up to 19th. He may be able to actually get to the front. This is interesting. If he can get out in front of the leader. Caution, 6th of the day. So the plan for the 48 here. Well, the problem is, you may run out of fuel. Schneider's really hoping he's got enough fuel in the tank to be able to get back on the lead lap soon. Didn't take off well on that restart. May have older tires compared to everybody else. Not sure why the caution keeps coming out. Obviously, it's a glitch. 7th of the day. Team. Green flag back in the air. So Schneider was gaining ground on the restart, but now he's kind of stalled out a bit. And he's not able to gain ground anymore. Oh, they're stacking up 3 wide off the exit of the corner. How many spots can he gain here? Just trying to get as many as possible. Another yellow. The hope is to get to the front of this pack. He's hoping that he's saving enough fuel doing this. Not quite sure of it. I don't know if it's happening now. Caution number 8. Yep, yeah, I was waiting for it. So that's the 8th yellow. I don't know if I can get to the front. I'm hoping to get to the front and get the lap back. What was that? Got wrecked after the caution. Have to think the 48 is the first car lap down. Oh, big block on Reddick.
It's a close.
Oh, wow, that yellow happened quick that time. I'm trying to get to within the final fuel run now before I pit again. I got to pit as soon as that window opens to the end. Schneider nearly turned himself off the 16, trying to throw a block on another restart. Fanning out to 3 and nearly 4 wide off the exit of turn 2.
Watch the light.
Caution number 9 or 10. I've lost count at this point. He's going to stay out one more time. Really trying to make it on fuel. I think he should be good to the end once he pits if we get another caution very soon. Gonna pull down in front of Reddick. Get a little bit of a launch into turn 1. Now, we might stay green now. Oh, no, never mind. Caution number 10. Schneider will pit this time. He's in 19th. He's within the window to be able to make it on fuel to the end of the race. And he will not pit to repair anything here. Now, Schneider may lose another lap, but there was really nothing else we could have done. I don't think we were going to make it on fuel to the end. The only thing we could have done is just kept staying out, get to the end of the race. Looks like Denny Hamlin's also in the pits. So there were a couple cars that pitted. But not everybody pitted. Schneider's back to 35th, so I think we just lost another lap by... Maybe we lost another lap by pitting. It's really tough to tell with this game. Green flag is back in the air. We know Schneider's good to the end on fuel, though. He's gone as far as 41 laps. And we've only got 39 to go if he were to finish on the lead lap. There's no reason why he can't make it to the end, as he just completely pulled up in front of Denny Hamlin. Hamlin stalls out down the back straightaway. Schneider's going all the way to the bottom. 4 wide and 3 and 4. He's got fresher tires. And he's looking to take advantage. Little room for error, but he was able to get through. He's gaining some positions. He's up to 30th. It's tough to tell how many laps down he is. We know he can make it to the end on fuel, though. So if he can make up time under green before the leaders pit one more time, means they stayed out, they will have to pit. I'm guessing Schneider's 2 laps down. Oh, Quinn, how? Down to the apron, and he turns the 48. And Schneider gets black flagged for it. Oh my goodness. How does that happen? He went down to the apron nearly in the grass. Quinn Houff just turns the 48 car in traffic. And in a caution-filled race, somehow it has just come to an end. I tried to defeat the system as much as possible, and Quinn Houff thought otherwise. I'm staying out. Guys. Oh, well, just blew a tire in the garage. I don't know how that happened. Looks like the left front is down. Can I actually drive? No, can't drive. Well. Oh, we got another caution. Happens if I pit. I can't even... My card disappeared.
Entry is
Oh, we're back.
pit road is closed.
I've never seen this before. But now, what?
Pit road is
Oh.
closed. Pace car coming towards pit road.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on, I'm on the gas now. I'm not doing anything, though. I'm not the one on the gas. I'm on the gas and the brakes at the same time, somehow. I'm not even touching anything. Look at the RPMs. Cranking. Look at the oil. Going through the roof. The oil temperature. My goodness. I think we're just going to have to... Well, that was Michigan. We're going to have to get the finishing results somehow. I think I don't know if I should simulate it. Because it's going to give me a randomized finishing order if I simulate the race. But I think I'm going to do that. Because, I mean, let's be honest. We shouldn't have gotten black flag for Quinn Half wrecking us down there. We did lose 2 laps. I'm going to simulate it. I'm just scared I might win. I don't want to win. I'll take anything but a win. But we'll simulate this race. We'll see who finishes where. It looks like we're going to finish 13th. Oh, that's why I didn't want to simulate it. Hang on. That's why I didn't want to simulate it. I really hope that didn't save. Now I got to mute everything. Give me a second while I mute everything. Okay, I'm back on. I'm not muted anymore. I'm really hoping that did not save my career mode. Because that's just going to give more playoff points to other drivers. Dang it! Why does this game have to do this to me? I don't even know who won the race. I shouldn't have. I mean, we finished 13th, but the problem is... They actually gave us stage points too, but the problem is... Playoff points were awarded to Kevin Harvick. He won. Okay, that's fair. But then Austin Dillon got a playoff point. And so did Denny Hamlin. Which is not fair because there are no stages in the game. They should not have gotten those points for this season. That's why I didn't want to simulate it. Well, I know that going forward. I know that going forward now, but X-World, welcome to the stream. Yeah, That's the only reason I didn't want to simulate it like that. That's why I just let it go to like 2% race and let it race itself out. Did we lead any more laps? Yeah, we led 6. Well, next race will be this weekend at Daytona for this career mode. We will be live for a doubleheader tomorrow night on the channel. NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. Check out the point standings real quick. That was Kevin Harvick's second win of the season, giving him 10 playoff points now on the year. Again, Kyle Larson already locked up the regular season championship. 4 more laps led away from 1,100 laps led on the season. Pretty cool feat for a rookie. Nonetheless, still only 10 top 10s on the year. What is that, 9 DNFs now? After this race at Michigan, 9 DNFs. A little bit of inconsistency there. Kyle Larson, there's the regular season standings. Denny Hamlin is in second. Now, he would have finished 38th, so he got bailed out finishing 15th with the randomized finishing order. And he also got an extra playoff point he shouldn't have gotten, too. So, actually, all in all, not that bad for Denny Hamlin. 6 points ahead of Kyle Busch. That's going to be a close battle for second place going into the regular season finale. And look at the battle for second. Larson is so far ahead of everybody. He's got a 108-point lead. He locked it up even before this race today at Michigan. But Denny Hamlin in second. 6 points behind him, Kyle Busch. 7 points behind him, William Byron. 11 points behind him. 12 points behind him, Joey Logano. What is this? 18 points behind him is Truex. You go back to Chase Elliott in 7th, mathematically has a chance to finish second in points after Daytona, especially with it being Daytona as the regular season finale. So 5 drivers can change positions within one another. And as far as our shot to finish in the top 10 of the regular season championship, unfortunately with the DNF today, we have no shot. I don't think. We're up to 12th. Yeah, no chance. Man, that's a bummer. I think we were actually outrunning Austin Dillon, too. Well, we might not have been. I really don't know. Well, I do NASCAR 2003. I don't plan on it. I plan on going up. I mean, maybe down the road. I wouldn't shoot it out of the question. Not anytime soon, though. At least we got 8 wins, but we can finish as high as 11th, but that's not going to get us any more playoff points. So, going into Daytona in the next race, again, that will be live streamed. I believe I have it set for, it's either Friday or Saturday. Let me check real quick the streaming schedule for this week, so I'll let you guys know. Tomorrow night, we're doing a NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005 custom schedule season doubleheader with the Truck Series. Can't find my schedule anywhere. Starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow is that doubleheader. Dodge Raceway. And then immediately after that one on a separate stream, we will also be running at Las Vegas, both for the Truck Series custom schedule season. Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the NASCAR 21 Ignition live stream at Daytona for the regular season finale. So that'll be a lot of fun there. Hopefully. And we'll go for broke. You guys know my luck with Daytona, it seems like. Between this game and NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005, I can't win. I don't think I've ever won. 0 for 3. Or 0 for 4 on NASCAR 21 Ignition. And for points races on NASCAR 05, I'm 0 for 2, that's 4. 0 for 6. Kevin Harvick won tonight's race, Santiago Kid. That was unfortunate. So what, total we had 12 cautions? If you count the 2 when we were in the garage. 12 cautions tonight. But Kevin Harvick will go on to win his second race of the season. He's outside the top 10 in points. He does have a shot to get ahead of Austin Dillon, but Dillon's going to have to finish last, and Harvick would have to win the next race in order for that to happen. I think by simulating it, the stage points hurt us. We might have actually still had a shot at the top 10 if I didn't simulate it. Fortunately. Well, then again, I would have finished worse in the place points, so maybe it didn't matter. Oh well. It is what it is. We'll go for a win at Daytona, and then we'll have the 16-man playoff field all set. Take a look at the playoff standings. Chastain's still in 16th. The randomization really hurt him because he was as high as 4th late in that race with less than 40 to go, and instead he ends up actually losing 4 points to DiBenedetto. He's 11 points ahead of Matty D for the final spot. Obviously, that's going to be barring any one of the drivers below the cutoff line getting a win. If one driver below the cutoff line wins at Daytona, which definitely could happen, Chastain would be out on Brad Keselowski unless he can outpoint Keselowski. He's 9 points behind him. So he'd have to beat Keselowski by 9 spots if somebody below the cutoff line wins. If not, Keselowski's 20 points ahead of Matt DiBenedetto, so DiBenedetto could finish 20 spots ahead of Keselowski as well. So there's a couple different options there. Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, they're locked into the playoffs on points. They mathematically cannot get eliminated. So 14 drivers are locked in, 12 on wins, Blaney and Reddick on points. 2 more spots still open for the regular season finale at Daytona. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, so... Oh, never mind. Never mind. We're not even going to talk. I would have been wrong. Let's see the Legacy leaderboard. I haven't looked at this in a while. Got 180. And sitting 28th. If I remember right, I think we were ahead of LaJoy, but LaJoy winning... He jumped back in front of us. He had that win at Pocono. One of the Pocono races because finishing order got randomized on a DNF. Wonder if you get any extra legacy points for making the playoffs. Because obviously we're locked in. Maybe round by round. How much would you get if we won a championship? See, all this stuff we have to figure out as we progress forward in the career mode. My reputation's at 63%. Pretty good there. And, yeah, again, outside of the DNFs, everything else is accurate. My average finish is 19th. I forgot it keeps track of that for you. That's not good. We're in the playoffs, though. We got 8 wins. All right, that's enough of this. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Once again, I will see you guys tomorrow night at 6. Thanks for watching, everybody.